Shalom, shalom, brothers and sisters. It's your brother Yaakov. Back before y'all one more time. All praises to the Most High. This week we're going to talk about something that I like, that I read and came across and it stuck out in my heart. So hopefully and prayerfully it'll resonate with some of y'all out there. I'll start it off like this. This is Psalm 131, verse 1. A Song of Degrees of David. Yah, or it might say Lord in the King James Version. My heart is not haughty, nor my eyes lofty, neither do I exercise myself in great matters or in things too high for me. New Living Translation says it like this. Yah, my heart is not proud, and my eyes are not haughty. I do not concern myself with matters too great or too awesome for me to grasp. This is the God's Word translation. I'm so happy they restored this back on the site that I go to. They had taken it off for a while. I don't know what happened, but I'm just glad it's back. This is a song by David for going up to worship. That's what Song of Degrees means, going up to worship. Oh yeah, my heart is not conceited. We talked about conceited last week. My eyes do not look down on others. I am not involved in things too big or too difficult for me. This is Proverbs chapter 30, verses 18 and 19. There be three things which are too wonderful for me, yea, which I know not. Mind you, this is King Solomon, one of the wisest men that ever lived, period. The Most High gave him his wisdom personally because of a prayer that he made to him. And he says, he had just the wisdom. His wisdom comes straight from the Most High, like I just said. This is verse 19. Sorry, that was a note I put down for myself, and it kind of threw me off because I already said it without having to read it. So when I read it, it kind of just sounded a little off, but pardon me. This is verse 19. This is the things that he found too wonderful for him, or too high for him. The way of an eagle in the air, like the way that the eagle flies, like the whole, I guess you would say, science behind it. The way of a serpent upon a rock. The whole thing about with snakes and how they operate. The way of a ship in the midst of the sea. And that's definitely amazing. That big old heavy thing, but it's still able to float and stay on top of the water, And the way of a man with a maid. We know what that is. Keep it G-rated for anybody young who might be turning in. This is the God's Words translation. Three things are too amazing to me, even four that I cannot understand. Verse 19, an eagle flying in the sky, a snake making its way over a rock, a ship making its way through the high seas, and a man making his way with a virgin. Like I said, we're going to keep it PG. This is Sirach, Ecclesiasticus chapter 3, verse 23. Seek not out the things that are too hard for thee, neither search the things that are above thy strength. Common English Bible. Do not meddle in things beyond your own affairs. Since you have already been shown things beyond human understanding, like some things that you're able to understand are beyond human understanding. There's other people that don't get them, but the things that you don't understand, the things that's too high for you, leave them alone. Most High got it. You don't need to be in everything. You don't need to meddle in everything. Verse 24. Speculation has led many people astray, and false conjectures have weakened their thoughts. This is Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus chapter 21, verses 25 through 27. Presumptuous people talk about things that are none of their business. The Greek says the lips of strangers speak of those things, but the wise will consider the consequences of what they say. Verse 26. I love this. It's highlighted in every copy I have. Fools say whatever comes to mind. Wise people think before they speak. Which one are you? I know which one I'm trying to be. The wise. Think before I speak. But when you don't, it can get you in a world of trouble. I encourage all my brothers and sisters out there to be the same for real. Think about the consequences of what you say. Something you say you could just come out, just blurt it out. 10 years later somebody can come and still be affected by something you said. And I know that because it happened to me before. I was in a heated argument with one of my exes, and I said something, and like 10 years later, they came back, and that still was on their mind. Like that still made them feel away. So that right there made me want to be more mindful of the things that I say and want to say, speak life, speak positivity, as opposed to just speaking recklessly, and saying things that could really hurt somebody for real. Another thing we got to be careful of as a people is giving unsolicited advice. Unsolicited means that nobody asked for it. So somebody could be, like you could look at a person and you could look at them, and the way you look at them, like, oh my goodness, that's a nice looking person, but they'd look so much better if they had their hair cut this way, or if they styled their hair that way, or if they wore these type of clothes. But if that person is happy the way they are and it's not affecting you or your bottom line, why are you worried about it? But our people have a habit of doing that. And some people also will, like pick somebody else apart and be real concerned and concern themselves with what somebody else got going on to take attention away in their mind off of how miserable their life might be, you know? But I'm just not a big fan of that. I'm a big fan of minding your business. Like it say in the New Testament, seek to do your own business, working with your hands that we have instructed you. Worry about yourself, you know? And some things are too hard for you because you might not understand why a person does a certain thing, you know? In fact, I was watching a brother, and he's from my same area. Well, I think he's from DC, but DC is like an hour away from Baltimore. And he was talking to guys, and a lot of times a guy will look at a couple, and he'll see a female that he perceives to be beautiful, a female that he's attracted to, and he'll see her with a guy that he thinks in his mind is below the way he looks like. Maybe he might work out. He might have like 6-pack abs and big old chest and big old arms or whatever. And the guy she with might be like a super skinny guy or might be a big guy, even with a big old belly. And the first thing you're like, oh, he must got money. What she want with him? What's she doing with him? And that's not for you to worry about, you know? And just like the brother said, the brother's name is Ron Wills, by the way. And I encourage anybody who's looking at me to check him out. You know, he don't talk about scriptures. I have never heard him break down scriptures or read scriptures, but the things he said as a man are definitely very beneficial for brothers to hear for real, because he's talking about manhood, and men being men. And I'm sure there's some channels out there for the ladies to check out that help with womanhood or whatever like that. But I'm a man, so I'm into the things and trying to get me the best me that I could be, spiritually, scripturally, physically, all the way around. But it's just sound advice that he gives. And the brother said, unless you have a lady part, you can't see another man the way that a lady sees him. And people like people for different reasons. A woman might be attracted to a man because her dad might have been her favorite guy on the face of the planet. This guy with his belly might have a belly like her dad. This guy with the bald head might remind him of her dad, and give her good memories and good feelings and stuff like that, Not in a creepy way or a weird way, but just in something that was a guy that she respected and looked up to, or a guy might just make her feel a kind of way. You might make her laugh. You might make her feel good to be around. Everything is not about what we can see on the outside and tangible. Like the scriptures say, judge not according to appearance, but judge righteous judgment. And whatever she with him, that's none of your business. She with him, they happy. They doing their thing. Why are you so worried about it? And some people can't stand to see another person happy. Just, if I was that heavy, I know I would be miserable. I want him to do something about that. I want her to do something about that. I'm sure if you took enough time and you looked at yourself honestly, you'll find some things about yourself you need to do something about that make you way happier in the long run than picking at this person. Worried about this person and what they have going on. Some things are too high for you. Some things just none of your business, And I done ran it enough, so let's get back into these scriptures for real. Another thing goes right along with it. Stop prying. Stop being nosy, Stop picking stuff apart and attempting to pick people apart and trying to see what make them work. Like, brother, one of my closest people to me, like family for real, and he was telling me, we were just talking the other day about like our childhoods, And he ended up being like an electrical engineer, electrical person that puts stuff together and makes things happen on that side. And he told me when he was young, shout out brother Ip, he told me when he was young, he took apart his brother's brand new radio because he wanted to know what made it work. He wanted to know how it worked, and like over the years, it got better, and he great at it now. But at that time, I'm sure his brother wasn't too happy about him just breaking his radio apart and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with being inquisitive. Like that brother's inquisitivity, being inquisitive. I'm not sure the other tenses of that word. I don't want to sound like Damon Wayans on Living Color when he's just making up words. It sounded crazy, but him being inquisitive, him being wanting to know more, led to him having a great career. But some of the stuff that people be inquisitive and nosy about out here on these streets is not making your life no better to know how this person tickle, know how this person do, why they do the things they do the way they do. Worry about you and how you do things the way you do. And this is a scripture about that, being nosy and prying and stuff like that. This is Sirach chapter 21 verses 23 to 24. It says, a stupid person will peep into someone's house. This is the Good News Translation I'm reading from. Through someone's house through the door and then march right in. But someone with experience and good manners will have enough respect to wait outside. Verse 24. Eavesdropping, being nosy, trying ear hustling, trying to hear what you can hear at doors is bad manners, and anyone with a sense of decency would be ashamed to do it. One more time. This is verse 25. Presumptuous people talk about things that are none of their business. We just said that. But the wise will consider the consequences of what they say. This verse 26. One more time because it's so good. What they say so nice, I had to say it twice. Fools say whatever comes to mind. Wise people think before they speak. This is Sirach Ecclesiasticus chapter 5 verse 12. This is a whole nother thing, but it's all related. It says, if thou have understanding, answer thy neighbor. Answer is a noun. And it says a thing said, written, or done to deal with, or as a reaction to a question, statement, or situation. So an answer is a reaction to a question, statement, or situation. A lot of people are like 8 Ball in my song I used to listen to back in the day, one of my favorite jams. I still listen to it. And what? It's called Stop Playing Games. And in that song, he said, you got a lot to say and didn't nobody ask you nothing. There's so many people that got so much to say and ain't nobody asked them nothing. They got issues of their own they need to be worried about. And that's not the way to be, brothers and sisters. With my namesake say in the book, Jacob James, this ought not to be, brothers and sisters. So don't get me wrong. If it comes to the commandments or a life or death situation or somebody's in danger, whatever, by all means, jump in, help out. But if it's a situation where it's though, like it's just dumb stuff or just what you'd rather see, your preference, somebody living their life, or you want to see them doing something else. Oh, I see you working as a engineer, and I know you're happy, but with them looks you got, it's just a shame you're not putting them looks to use. It's a shame you're not a model. Oh my goodness, tall as you is, and you ain't playing no basketball nowhere. Person might not want that for themselves. It's a lot of nerve of somebody who really almost like somebody trying to play like they the most high. Somebody you just trying to figure out what somebody else should be doing with their life, or how they should be living their life, how they should look, what kind of haircut they should have, what kind of hairstyle they should have, what style of dress they should have. You see what I'm saying? Like I said, if it's something that go against the commandments and you trying to help somebody go into the kingdom, then yeah, by all means speak up. But if it's just like a surface thing, or if it's like a superficial thing, just your preference, something you like or something like that, unless that's your significant other, then yeah, you got the right to make a suggestion. Even at that, you still don't get the right to dictate. You see what I'm saying? But you can make a suggestion like, hey, I like when you had your hair like that last week. Or I like when I like you clean shaven without a beard or with a goatee or something like that, But, and even still, when it's that, person still got the right to say, hey, I respect the way you feel and thank you for sharing your opinion, or no thank you. I'll say no thank you because I ain't asked you. You feel me? But At the end of the day, that's up to that person. You work on yourself. You go do a couple push-ups, sit-ups, or whatever it might be that you might want to do. You feel me? For yourself. Just too many people be worried about. I remember it was a meme and I can't find it for nothing. I had it way back in the day, like probably like 4 or 5 phones ago. It said in today's news, it said N-words is worried about the wrong S-word. And that's what it be a lot of times. People be worried about the wrong stuff. The stuff that they need to be worried about, the stuff that will save your soul or preserve your life in these times that we in. They don't be worried about that. But they be worried about what somebody got on or what somebody said on a TV show or how they was acting. Give me 1 second. Just basically all the wrong stuff. So I ain't gonna keep going on and ranting and raving. As y'all can tell, this is something that is very near and dear to my heart. I could go on and on and on. But we just gonna read that one verse one more time and finish it out with that. This is Sirach, Ecclesiasticus chapter 5, verse 12. One more time. If thou have understanding, answer thy neighbor. If not, lay thy hand upon thy mouth. Good News Translation. Like, and I'm not none of them people. Because I know they say that's a symbol of some people that we don't talk about around here. But, yeah. But don't nobody get no funny ideas like, oh, look, they ain't did it. There you go. And I would think, nah, don't do that. Definitely not the case. But anyway, Good News Translation. Answer only if you know what to say. If not, you're guessing or making something up or giving unsolicited, meaning not asked for opinion. The scriptures say, keep quiet. Or as I'd rather say, shut up. Shut up. And on that note, we're going to wrap it up. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I love y'all so much. And most high willing, we can get together again real soon. Shout out to 2 brothers that have been very, very inspirational to me this week. My brother Mark the Messenger as always, and my brother as always too, with his content and with his words of encouragement the same way. My brother Kingdom's Path 144. Y'all check them out. Shout out to my brother Johanna 82 for giving me the encouragement he gave me earlier today, and to my brothers the Shadows and everybody else, man. All of y'all, all my new followers, thank y'all so much for following the page and for watching and commenting. I'm loving it. So keep it up. Let's keep it going, and let's just keep on doing what we doing for the Most High, man, and uplifting His name and trying our best to make it into the kingdom, man. Much love. Most High bless and keep each and every one of y'all. Prayerfully we get together again real soon. And I see my eyeballs. I hope y'all can, because I remember this one time I sung backgrounds in a concert, and these ladies like avoided me the whole week, and I was wondering why. And then one day I came in without my shades. I just like wearing shades and stuff. I like wearing glasses, and I'm waiting on my ones that match, because I'm real funny about matching. Oh, these was the closest thing I could find to matching, but they kind of still see through. I see my eyeballs. But like I was saying, the ladies avoided me all week, and then the last day to play, I came in, I forgot my shades, and then they came and hugged me and spoke to me and stuff, and they just like, we just don't trust a person that we can't see their eyes. So hopefully y'all can see my eyeballs, and I know it's probably not a big deal. I might be thinking more into it than anybody else is thinking, but let me just take them off so y'all can, you can trust me. It's me. But like I said, man, Most High bless and keep each and every one of us and be with us, and Most High willing, we get together again and do it again real soon. Shalom.